Hey guys, welcome back. Check out this hair. I just woke up like this and went to work, which is the great thing about being a software engineer because you don't have to do your hair when you go in. They will take you as you are. But anyways, we're gonna dive back into our project that we're going to create. I showed you in the last video what we were trying to create. Basically a social network for dancers to find other dancers, which is also one of my side hustles. So if you would like, go check out dancingnomads.com if you're a dancer. I find that there are a lot of software engineers that end up becoming dancers like myself. But with that being said, today we're going to add an app.js and a store.js. And basically, if I show you over here, this is basically what we're creating. This is a finished product, and I'm just walking you through what we're trying to create with Dancing Nomads Mobile 2. That is going to end up looking like this folder here. This is what we have in our Dancing Nomads Mobile, but this is what we're going to create. So we're going to go first to go to source and create a new file, and we're going to name that store.js. And basically we're going to just take this code over here and move it over here. Now, if you have any experience with Redux, this is basically what it is. It creates kind of like a persistent storage, I'd like to say, that would keep the state of the information that you get from the APIs that you will call. And as we're manipulating the data, that will also be kept in the store. So this was actually ported from my React.js project because I also have dancingnomads.com is built on React.js. So I basically just copied and pasted that and I applied it to my mobile app. What you're gonna do here is you're just gonna import these. You're basically gonna import them all the time. We're gonna use Redux Sega, and what Sega is it will update your store based on the results that you get from the API. Async storage is basically like cookies for React Native, and you can see that it's basically for persistence. And what we're gonna use that for is we're going to use that for keeping track of whether the user is logged in or not, because when they're logged in, they're going to have a token, and we're going to use async storage to check whether that token exists inside the user's device. Remote Redux Dev Tools, I don't even think that you need this. This was copied from React.js, like I said. Segas, we're going to talk about that later. These are two files that we're going to have to create at a later point, at a later video, so I'm not going to go through them in detail here. And this is basically just what you will find in their README for Redux. You just apply that, and that's basically it, I think. This is for Sega middleware is also, if you look at the README, then it will tell you to do this. So that's basically it. You could use this same lines of code for most of your projects like I did for mine. So I'm not going to go into too much detail. Basically what I said is what you really need to know. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to edit this app.js file. You can see that when we initialized it, we basically got this template as a result. We're not going to use that. We're going to take this and we're going to copy and paste that over here. Copy and pasting a lot to save you time, but basically we're gonna import provider from React Redux, which you should have installed through your package.json. If you go back to package.json, nope, that's not the right one. So that's where we get that. A lot of it is what we get from our package.json. Native Base is basically a framework to style your mobile app. That's what we're going to use. Router is another thing that's going to basically tell your app where to go when you click buttons, which screen to throw your user to. Sentry Expo, they actually have documentation from Expo on how to actually record all the error logs that happen as users use your app. It's pretty useful. And basically what we did instead is we just did instead of export default function app, we just did a export default this entire blob here. So basically we're just encapsulating our router into in native base. That's basically how they told me to set it up after I read the documentation as well. So this is what we hit first when the user opens the app. And style sheet here is just to style what it's supposed to look like. That's basically it. So that's basically all I wanted to go through. This stuff is very much copy and paste, to be honest. So you could take this, and if you decide to build your app following my way, which I wouldn't say is the best way because I trial and errored it, but it works and Apple and Google accepted it. If you decide this way, then you could basically just copy the code that we have here and just put it in your own code. Pretty much line for line basically. So it's a nice template for myself and hopefully for you too, for having a start off point for your app. That's basically all I wanted to go through for today. Hope you enjoyed it and come back next video so we could start developing this app and seeing how it runs and everything. Anyways, have a great day and I'll see you guys later.